what's your name?
Sparkle.
Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Yonkers, New York.
Okay, Yonkers. Okay.
Westchester. You know, city childhood. Yeah, it was good. I played softball, my favorite sport.
Was you athletic?
Very, as you can see.
Okay. So what do you do now?
I'm a dancer now.
Okay. Well, how long you been a dancer?
3-4 years.
Okay.
All together.
Okay. How old are you now?
I'm 22 years old.
Oh, you're 22. Okay.
I was 18 when I started dancing.
Okay. 18. What made you decide to start dancing? I mean, 18 is pretty young. So like, what made you start dancing at 18?
It was the circumstances of my life at the time.
Okay.
Having to take care of myself, figuring out something. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. Why dancing? Why not like a regular job like McDonald's or?
At the time, I was actually on the run from police. So.
Really?
Not no more. Which is why we can talk about it. But
okay, so like, why were you on the run? Like, what'd you do?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
You don't have to be specific.
I'm not gonna be specific.
First idea to start dancing, did you think you could do it, or did you think it would be something you couldn't do, or you always knew you could do it?
I'm one of those people, I could do anything I put my mind to, so I knew that I could do it if I put my mind to it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So was it like scary to be like on stage the first time?
It was. I was scared. Actually, I didn't really even dance the first night.
Really?
Literally.
Really?
I didn't even dance.
Okay. What'd you do? You sat in the corner?
Yeah, I know a lot of girls on their first night, that's what they do, and they go home so mad that they did it, but it's just that's the first experience you're gonna have. You gotta open up, check the scene out. Okay. No one's gonna go out and start busting out splits and, the best dancer there is, huh?
So what was your first day like? Like, walk me through your first day.
Okay, so my first day, before I got there, I was in the mindset I'm gonna get the money, everything was gonna be what it was when I got there. It was very nerve-wracking, even wanting to dance. So I just sat around, I watched the other girls try to pick up a few tips, few pointers, and actually got a customer just to talk to me that night. A little $50, that was it.
50?
And so it made me
So you gotta pay $50 to just talk.
Yeah, we just talking. It was at that time Corona. So COVID.
Oh, you started during the pandemic.
So the clubs were closed. So the rich guys were coming to the undergrounds, and the guys with all the money that go to the club, they was coming to the undergrounds at that time. Yeah. So he was just, and I guess it gave me what's the word? Comfort. The next night I came to do it.
Okay. So what'd you wear your first night? Were you not shy at all to show off your body?
I wasn't. Just because my life already, I've never really been scared to do it. So that's probably what even made me scared to doing this. So I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uni what? What does that mean?
Unimay. So uni is for universe. May is short for my real name, Mabel. So it's University Mabel.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And tell me what you do.
I do a lot. I am a model, video vixen, runway model, photographer, videographer, drone pilot, music artist, producer, but I'm also an exotic dancer on the side.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm. Okay, you are super productive.
Yeah.
So tell me how you got into exotic dance.
I had a friend introduce me a couple years ago. They put me on to Banana Split Entertainment. Shout out to them. I've been working with them since I want to say 2019, 2020. They basically introduced me. They knew I was working a regular job, and at the time I was.
What was your regular job?
Bath and Body Works, or no. I'm sorry. It was Bed Bath and Beyond. Okay. Yeah, I always confuse up the names. Yeah. I was working there, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. At the time, I was I think 19, and I was on my own. I've been on my own since I was 16, 17. So yeah, paycheck to paycheck. They kind of knew, so they put me onto it, and I've been making good money doing it. So.
Okay. So tell me what your first day was like.
First day, I was definitely getting a lot of attention. It's a new girl, everybody likes fresh new girls. So yeah, it was I was getting a lot of attention. I made a lot of money. I think I made $800 that day.
What?
Yeah.
On your first day?
On my first day, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I made a lot, yeah.
Okay. Were you nervous? Or what was it like?
I was a little nervous, definitely, because now it's I have to put on a persona, which I wasn't used to doing. So I had to kind of learn as I was going, more just approaching people and stuff like that. It was kind of out of my comfort zone, so I was definitely nervous, but yeah.
Did you have anything like weird happen on your first day?
On my first day, probably somebody offered me some coke.
Okay.
One of the dancers. Yeah.
Oh, the dancer offered coke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Sometimes, well, you know what? That wasn't at that spot, but that was another spot. Yeah, sometimes a lot of the girls will be doing cocaine in the back.
But why would they offer it to you?
Well, I mean,
Like, don't you buy it from them?
no, they was just like, oh, you want a bump? Like,
I see.
yeah.
Cool. So like once you started like to do it like regularly, was there any difference between like from when you started to like when you became kind of like a pro at it?
Experience. Yeah, it became easier to approach customers and stuff like that. I definitely learned that it's not always about your looks. Sometimes it could be the way you talk, the way you walk, your eye contact, if you're a good conversationalist. So yeah, I kind of learned like the ins and the outs, what how to spot like the men with the money, look at their hands first before you walk up to them and stuff like that. So
what does that mean? Look at that.
like, do they have singles in their hands? Because you don't want to walk up to somebody and they just got there and they're not ready to receive a dance, and then you're just like, you kind of, it's just kind of awkward, like, yeah. So you wanna, I always read the room first before I approach anybody. I look as like, this person drinking? Are they standing by the wall? Usually the quiet ones are the ones with the money, which is funny. The ones that like, cause there'll be a lot of guys who will have money, but it's more for show. Like they're not really like, they'll throw a little here and there, but they're like clinging onto it for their dear life. So it's like, it's like, what'd you come here for? But then there's also guys that just come and, like if you're working at an actual club, they'll just come just to get drinks, watch the game, and they just want to be around beautiful women. So that's kind of one of the things that would upset me, because it's just like, I feel like any person that goes into a strip club or any type of dancing spot should already be required to not just pay the like a entry fee, but also to buy like $100 in singles, because if not, people are just coming and they're getting free looks, but they're not spending no money.
So what is the underground anyway? What is underground? When you say underground, what does that even mean?
Just basically not a established club, not a legit club, but just a little place party somebody put together. Yeah.
Okay.
When I say underground.
Are they fun? Are they enjoyable to work there?
They are, but of course everything has its downfall. You should expect that regardless.
Okay.
But they are, as long as you know your promoters, and your promoters respect the girls, and they can provide a comfortable environment for the workers. Okay. Yeah.
Is that like an issue sometimes on the ground?
Yeah, it can be. Depending on where you're going. If the promoter is a kind of creep or weirdo himself, he's gonna allow certain things to go on and that, not, I want to say make the girls feel uncomfortable, but it's the underground, it's not like there's an enforced rule, even though I still feel like there should be,
Okay.
Yeah. Enforced rules. Whatever.
So have you worked any like legitimate strip clubs?
I worked in one.
Yeah. Do you work the strip clubs and the underground, or either or?
Both.
Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Banana Split is a private. They're LLC. They basically do bachelorette parties. So we basically host. If anybody's ever because you're not gonna go to the strip club for that. You want your own dancers. So I would do that. And then sometimes I'll do the underground spots or the clubs. I feel like I make more money at the underground spots than I do at the club, because in the clubs it's like these guys, most of the time they're paying attention to the bartenders, like they're not really paying attention to the exotic dancers. So in an underground spot, everybody's there for the same thing.
Do the official clubs, do they like rob you blind? Because I heard that they really rob the girls blind.
I had an experience with the club before. Kinda like they do tax a lot. Like they want you to pay a house fee, they want you to pay a mom fee, DJ fee, and then you gotta.
What's a mom fee?
Basically you're just paying for a woman to be in the back room to have supplies that you may or may not need. So like you still have to tip her out, which is something that's like, I come prepared. I don't need nothing. No offense to house moms or anything, but like I don't need nothing from you because I'm prepared. So it's like, why do I still have to tip for someone that I'm never using. Like, it doesn't make sense. She's just the mom of the strippers. Like, she makes sure you got outfits, you got tampons, you got heels, whatever you may need.
Well, you could just bring that on your own.
Exactly. So it's like, what am I really paying for? Like, I'm just losing more money.
How much money do they take?
It depends on the club. So it could be anywhere from $20 to $50, and then you're paying like $100 to $150 for the house fee. Then it might be another $20 to $50 for the DJ.
DJ's Robbie Blind too.
Yeah, and then you also gotta pay for each dance that you do. So if I do like a private dance and I'm charging like let's say $50, I have to give for every dance probably like anywhere from like half to like 25% of that.
Percentage?
Yeah.
It's not a flat fee.
No.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
And I met a DJ. I met a strip club DJ one time, and he told me how if a girl doesn't tip him, he does not play good music for them when they go outside.
That is true.
And
DJs
will. What a horrible person.
Yeah, DJs will do stuff like that. So, you know, but if you do tip them, then they ask you like, oh, you got any song requests and stuff like that. But, you know, so
by the time you get through all the tip outs, like how much are you paying out every day? Almost $200-$300.
Yeah, approximately in a club. Yeah, like see underground spot. You only like I only tip in $100, and then I keep whatever I make. Like if I make $1,000, I only have to give them $100. And then with the other spot, with the private company for like bachelor and bachelorette parties, we only tip out the driver 10%. So like the driver is like basically like our security and the person that's picking us up and taking us to the location of the event.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow, so you get a driver. Where does he pick up from your house?
No, that would be nice, but we gotta do like a meetup spot with all the other dancers.
Oh,
so somewhere like that's in the middle ground.
Central, like a train station or something like that. And he drive you there. Oh, that's cool. Guys do that are,
yes.
Because I know, like, I go to strip clubs a lot.
Yes.
And I noticed that other guys are not like me.
Yeah.
And I know that they're some of them are like kind of fucked up. So
entitled.
Okay, so give me like 3 things that guys should not do when they go to strip clubs.
The biggest number, like number 111, is ask a girl what she's doing after work.
Okay.
Want to go out to dinner? Want to go out to eat? That's the number 1.
Like that same night. Like
that same
work.
night.
Yeah.
We're going to sleep.
Okay.
2.
Hold on, stop before you go on.
Okay.
How often does that happen? Guys?
Every night.
Really? Every night somebody asks
multiple people are gonna ask you, what are you doing after this?
Okay.
Because guys don't, you know what, we'll leave that.
No, leave it. No, say it.
Guys are not understanding this is a fantasy. This is not, they come and they're like, oh, that girl likes me. You know? No, you come for a fantasy, so when the girl doesn't want to go home or want to hang out after, it causes problems. But
Okay.
yeah, don't come to the strip club and ask a girl what she's doing after. Because she's tired from dancing in 6-inch heels all night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the second thing that guys should never do?
Number 2 is get singles and hold them. Go to the bar, retrieve singles and hold them.
Like, I don't understand.
Don't spend on a dancer.
People do that? Like, what do you mean, like, hold them?
Like people will go to the bar, get 100 singles, and them 100 singles will stay right in their pocket. It's a look. It's a way to get the girls to come up to them and start the conversation to get them out the club.
Oh, and they're just trying to take the girl home.
They're just trying to you're just trying to start up a conversation. Oh, he got singles. Let me go over there and try him. And he really just trying to lure you out the club.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come to the strip club and the girl says, you want to dance? And say, I'm here for a drink.
Okay. I'm just here to drink.
I'm just here to drink. There's bars.
Or scene or something.
Something that I really absolutely hate is, I guess my nipples are large or they're attractive. So people like to, I tell people don't touch there. Everywhere else I don't mind when they still do that. Even after I, set a boundary. I don't like that. That's one of the things I don't like. That's when it's like, But yeah, I really don't allow myself to experience bad experiences in the club. Because I already know who to deal with. I know who's going to give what girls problems. And so I try to...
You can tell like different types of clients and who's going to be a creep and a weirdo.
Exactly.
What are some things that guys do in strip clubs that they should not be doing?
Trying to touch your pussy. I don't like that because it's just like, first of all, one, you're touching mad dirty ass money. You trying to give me a yeast infection? Like, what are you? And then two, it's just like, I'm not a escort. Like, I'm not here for you to just trying to explore every hole that I have. Like, I'm a dancer. I'm here to sell a fantasy. That's why it's called exotic dancing. Like, a stripper, I feel like that's a derogatory term.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like the whole thing is exotic dancing. You know, that's where it originated from, is the gentleman's club, the poles and stuff like that. I feel like that was like a term created by, like, you know, the minority started giving to, like, you know, to these dancers. But like, if you, because there's a difference between a strip club and then a gentleman's club. Like, a gentleman's club, they are more gentleman, like, you know. So it's like a strip club is like they're expecting you to almost degrade yourself for the money. So or like be willing to do anything, like, oh, because if they have a stack, they're gonna expect you to like get butt ass naked, spread your legs apart, and do the most. And it's like, I'm assertive enough to know like how to put my foot down. But yeah, I think like touching your pussy or like just that, it shouldn't be. Like, everything else is fine, but like, don't be trying to, you know, go for the gold. Like,
what else? What are other things? I know guys.
When
I know there's at least 15 things guys do.
Yeah, they try to suck on your nipples, try to kiss on your neck.
During a lap dance, or
during a lap dance. Yeah, like if I'm giving them a lap dance, like let's say, okay, they're behind me, but then I turn around, you know, they'll try to like suck on my nipples, and it's just like, that I'll usually like spray matte perfume, and like if I don't have nipple stickers, I'll spray matte perfume so they get the idea like it's gonna taste like perfume, you know, or I'll put nipple stickers. But they be trying it, and then like they'll try to kiss on me. It's just like, sir, like, I understand I'm attractive, but I'm not here to actually be involved with you. Like, I'm here because we both know, like, you know, you're here to spend money. So it's like, why are you trying to act like, why are you cuffing inside the club is my thing. Like, why are you trying to cuff? Like, that's not what we're here for. Like, okay. Yeah.
So are the behaviors different between like the I don't want to say legit strip clubs, but like how I call it, like a regular strip club versus the underground spot? Is the behaviors different, or is it like pretty much the same? Or? I feel like they're more ratchet in the underground.
They spots. Are,
they
but
be smoking and everything. Like
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of this. It's really like the men. Like, it's not. I don't think it's the spot per se. I mean, kind of like in a regular club, they do have security and people. I mean, they have security on the underground spots. But if you go to the back, like if you go to get a private dance where there's not people looking, men, they're always gonna reveal their true nature, and they're always gonna try it regardless. So it doesn't matter really. I feel like where you are. Like, I feel like a underground spot, people might feel more comfortable to do it out in the open, and that's probably because there's already a whole bunch of other girls doing the most. You know what I mean? So it's not like a pole where you could just like distract them with just dancing on the pole. Like, now you have to be like physical floor work, doing the most, you know.
How much rivalry is there between girls in strip clubs?
Oh man,
because
so much.
I was like, every stripper that I personally know, I'm always shocked at how much their energy is kind of focused on all the girls that they're rivaling versus the men who's paying them.
Because the men are coming to do what they come anyway. The girls are the competition.
Okay.
So that's why it seems like that's why it's like the girls is what it seems like we're more focused on. Like, for example, if I come to the underground tonight and there's a girl who I know works just like me, I'm gonna have to work 10 times harder to probably make the same money if she wasn't there.
Okay.
Like, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I just know she works. That's how you have to think.
Okay.
I don't want her to make her money, but I just still want to make mine.
So is it a lot of rivalry between like strippers?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of, it's liquor. That's really what it is half the time. The liquor, the heat, the hot, the dancing, the bumping. The biggest issue is the thing they call roaching the money. The roaching of the money of the singles.
What's roaching? Tell us.
Roaching is when you're getting money thrown on you by whatever customer, and a girl either comes and takes the money, starts dancing in front of the customer, and somehow tries to add herself to whatever money that you've already gotten, worked up to get out. So, okay, roaching.
Is that like a common thing?
Yeah, I've dealt with it.
Do fights happen between girls a lot?
I've dealt with it.
Like how many? How often? How often do fights happen between girls? Nowadays, the promoters ban people for fighting, so it's happening less and less because we're trying to make our money. But it happens. I'm gonna say there's at least
I fight every week, whatever party, whatever Bronx,
really?
Harlem.
So like when you're in a strip club, right? Like,
yeah.
What is there? Okay, so you're making your money, and another girl's making her money. What is there to fight about? Like I kind of like as a man, I don't understand that. Like what is there?
So to fight about? if it's a roaching problem, it's already hard enough to get, to find your hustle and works for you. What works for you to get money out of the customers. So when you finally can successfully get it, somebody else trying to pinch it and not really work for theirs. That's why a lot of times people fight over that. But like I said, it's usually just the alcohol. You spilled my cup, you bumped me, we was friends here before we got here. We're not gonna be friends when we leave.
Who's harder to deal with, the men or the other strippers? Because
the men.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't ever have problems with strippers. I never got into any stripper fights. Like,
what?
Yeah.
You are the first dancer I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I interviewed another girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, fights all the time with other girls. It's like 90% of the problem is the other dancers.
No, you know what it is because it's like the same thing working a regular job. Remind yourself you're not here to make friends. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not sitting here chit-chatting with the girls and getting involved in drama and gossip. Like I'm just there. I say hi, I keep it cordial, and I get dressed and I go to the floor. I don't do the talking and behind the scenes and all that. I don't involve myself because it's like I already know. One, bitch is gonna be intimidated by you. There's already a situation going on.
They're trying to steal your customers.
Yeah,
right?
That's probably like the closest I got to a situation was like. But this was when I first I first started dancing. I learned not to dance over somebody's money because I seen that and it was like a whole fight was about to break out. So I knew like, okay, don't dance over somebody's money. But then there's issues where like girls sometimes they just want to be bitchy and they'll get mad at the fact that you're like dancing with their regular client and stuff like that, especially if you're a new girl. So they get a little intimidated because they're like, oh, what if he starts going to see her and whatnot. But I haven't gotten into no actual physical altercations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you good. So you're like an actual professional.
Yeah. I'm professional at everything I do. Like, I know how to separate emotions from, from work, from, yeah. So it's like, I pay for coat check if I have to. So it's like, I don't want nobody touching my shit. Somebody touch my shit, I might have to put hands on somebody, But, so I do what I can to avoid the issues. Like, yeah. If somebody's like dancing over my money, like as I'm dancing, like I'll dance for a little bit, like, give a little 5 minutes, give him, and then I'm like, let's say if I bend over, like this or something, I'm sweeping with my hands as I'm dancing, like, so I keep it within my perimeter. I'm keeping my money within my perimeter. So it's not just everywhere, like, so females can feel entitled to just grab it, like.
I'm sure you could make 1,000.
Oh, I've made 1,000 a night.
Okay.
See, but the thing about the underground, it's not that it's legendary or it's like iconic. You just have to not have been every $30 you got buy another shot. Girls get $30 on the ground, they go get a shot. They go get $30 more, they go get some weed. Make your money, and then do what you're gonna do with it.
Okay.
You cannot build a foundation if you keep digging into it. I notice that a lot with girls. I see it all the time. I've been guilty to it, but I've calculated it. It's always been calculated. It wasn't because, I did it because it was. I don't.
So what's like a normal amount of money you're looking to make that on?
On an average night, 300 to $500.
Okay.
And that's a good night.
Average night.
That's a good average night because on like a slow night, like $40, $100, $150.
Okay.
And that's good. That sometimes you go there, you make nothing.
Okay. And you spend money to kind of be there. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you even lose money if you don't. Yeah. I try
to avoid that at all costs, but hustling is hustling. This is a hustle. Yeah.
Is there something girls should do to save money, like budget money wisely? Like you told me you were good at it before, like budgeting and stuff.
Make 10, spend 2, save 8. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I love that. Say it one more time.
Make 10, spend 2, save 8. Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? Break it down.
So like, say if you made $1,000, you'll save 800. You spend 2, and that's just a mindset. You don't even have to spend that 2.
Okay.
You know, it's just spend the one, you spend 50, but just know that if you need that $200 for that day, whatever you need, you could spend that and put that 800 aside. And that's only that's like, you know, on a $1,000 scale. Make 10, spend 2, and save 8. Yeah. You always gotta save more than what you're spending.
Yeah. Is spending like a bad habit for a lot of girls that you know, that you notice?
It can be. Like I said, a lot of girls who are dancers anyway have been through a lot. So when we receive the pay, the high, we're gonna go in, of course. But you have to be smart. You have to understand, like, just because you have money now, doesn't mean you should go and spend it on Chanel and the stupidest things.
Okay. You don't need broke strippers, like they make $1,000 one day and the next day broke.
I can honestly say, ever since I started dancing, I've never been broke again.
Okay.
Never to $0 again.
Okay.
I know girls who go broke every day and they dance every day.
Okay.
They're not dancing for the same reasons I'm dancing for. I'm dancing for stability. I'm dancing to take care of myself. They're dancing for IG looks. They're dancing for a look.
Okay.
Which is why they can't maintain it. Money drop, 1,500 money drop. But like, you know, the little gimmicks. Like,
what's a money drop?
A money drop is when the promoter has a certain amount of singles that he's gonna throw on the dancers regardless. It's a dancer's appreciation. Okay. So it's happened. Okay. But it's on the text every night, and girls actually read that part and come there for that part because at least I know that I'm gonna get my money. Okay. But you have to know that's not gonna happen every night. It's a gimmick.
So they say money drop and they don't.
Money drop. They don't.
But how much money do they drop on the money drop?
I've been in a few money drops, like, and they say there's like 8 girls I've left with 300, 400, 500. So
you get 300 on a money drop.
But that's why there's a lot of fights because the roaching when the money drop happens is crazy. I've gotten bills snatched out my hand.
Bills. They dropping singles that much?
Singles.
So if they drop in 300 you personally make 300
because I gotta scrape it up personally.
You can pick up that much money? That's crazy.
As a stripper, you're gonna surprise yourself what you're gonna do to make sure you get your bag. Because I used to not be aggressive. I used to literally let people steal my money because I know who I am. I don't like to fight and where it can go. Yeah. So I used to but I had to say, yo, I'm gonna keep letting that happen. So no. Wow. You have to scrape it up.
So how much money is the promoter throwing to get a money drop where you could personally get?
It's usually not the promoter. It'll be like somebody who came that night, a baller, something like that.